All right, buddy, welcome back to Ox Talks. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Still here finishing up the tail end of about a 4-day little trip to Las Vegas with the family. Thought I would just touch base on a Sunday, mid-afternoon, just share some thoughts with you, some things I've been observing. And as we start this new year, continue to drive home what I believe are some very, very important points that all of us need to implement on a go-forward basis as we see 2025 begin to unfold. A lot happening. Let me, I suppose the news, you might say, is light, other than terrorist attacks happening, New Orleans, Las Vegas, other than a whole lot of suspicious plane accidents lately happening, other than the current administration, what I'm reading, authorizing billions of more dollars here as they're on their way out, transitioning out to the new administration in foreign aid and weaponry to other countries. And I just read an article just a few minutes ago that evidently the current administration has no plans to raise the U.S. flags to full staff during the inauguration for President Trump. What happened with the the death of Jimmy Carter, celebration of his life. It's customary for 30 days to fly the U.S. flags at half staff. But we also have this inauguration coming up on January 20th, and I guess there are no plans to raise the flags for that. So, just obviously a lot happening right now, a lot of symbolism out there, a lot of things going on, let's say beneath the surface, okay? So the thumbnail for today is, get ready, it's coming. And so, why do we get ready, and what are we getting ready for? Obviously, our own circumstances dictate what that means, but why get ready? Well, let's look at the stock market. It looks very, very shaky coming off of the first couple trading days of 2025. We have a bond market signaling, putting up red flags, still over 4.6% on the 10-year. That is not going to play out well, guys, from my perspective, with the stock market if that doesn't get under control. We have a U.S. dollar almost at 109. I can't recall the last time the U.S. index was this high for this long, and that is not positive for the stock market, okay? And we also have, I've been covering on this show, a U.S. housing market, a residential housing market is about to roll over big time, okay? We have, new home builders that can no longer, they're no longer able to keep offering more incentives to buy down the rate and give you travertine and upgrades and all this. They are literally tapped out, and the inventory continues to rise. Go back and look at my videos from the last couple of weeks on both the residential real estate market and the commercial real estate market. That's already, commercial real estate is in a disaster zone. And as this year unfolds, you're going to see a lot of these commercial real estate owners simply give the keys back to the bank because, folks, the rates are not going to come down at a pace fast enough for these commercial real estate owners to salvage their loan defaults, okay? They are going to basically be forced to simply turn their properties back over to the banks. And right now, the banks have been extending and pretending for as long as they can with non-performing real estate portfolios to keep the mid-size banks from literally crashing. So we're going to have a banking crisis this year again, probably in my opinion. We're going to have a major real estate crisis, both commercial and residential. What's this going to do? What does this portend for the stock market? Again, weigh in. Give me your thoughts below. How about the job market? The U.S. job market is in distress. Covered that a lot on this show as well. I read an article from Newsweek today it's entitled "Layoffs Coming in 2025." Just to give you a little bit of data, there were 57,727 job cuts in November of last year. There were 55,597 job cuts in October of last year. That number, that percentage is increasing, and we know what's going to happen in this year when the administration starts cutting government jobs, okay? Again, I know I'm being redundant. I cover this a lot. but you all need to think about this. It doesn't matter if you're a government worker. Think about where you're at and position yourself ahead of time if you can. If you're in the private sector, how is this influx of, let's say, folks that are looking for a job going to impact your position? Do you have a backup plan? So we say, why get ready? All of these things signal that we need to get ready, not to mention, we have a lot of factions in this country, a lot of people in this country that have no intention of seeing America succeed. And we've seen a taste of that the last couple of weeks with what happened in New Orleans and this Las Vegas situation. So what does it mean to, so question number one, why prepare? Okay, those reasons. Number two, and we also have a dollar, purchasing power of a dollar that continues to plummet, okay? So what are you doing to protect yourself financially and protect your financial arc? So question number one, why prepare? Why get ready? Question number two, what does it mean to get ready? Well, again, for some of us, depending on your economic strata, where you're at, it might mean different things. But it doesn't mean different things with regard to, number one, I discuss all the time on this channel, fitness and health. Are you looking out for your body? Are you taking necessary steps to stay healthy, work out on a regular basis, eat healthy, make sure that you are doing all the things that you can do to keep yourself fortified, keep your immune system strong, keep your body strong? If you're not, my suggestion is you guys start implementing that. You don't need a New Year's resolution to do it. Just start. Get off the couch, drop down, do some push-ups, get the steps in. And if you can, if you're physically fit enough to do it, start hitting the gym, all right? Get some weight training in. We talk about preparedness in terms of preps, food, water. Can you secure what you have? Do you have necessary tools to protect yourself and your family? And so obviously, it doesn't matter where you live, in this country or other countries, you're going to be confronted with potentially different scenarios of, let's say, unforeseen events, right? Tornadoes, hurricanes. In California, obviously, we have the threat of earthquakes. Around the country, we have the threat of a grid down situation, right? Or an EMP we discuss, all the time. And that's not a bunker mentality or doom and gloom. Just get your house in order. It's part of being well-rounded in terms of your preparedness, health and fitness, your preps, your food, water. Do you have extra medical supplies? Do you have your security measures in place? If an unforeseen event happens where you can extend the survivability for you and your family, okay? So please take that to heart. You can't do it all at once. If you haven't already started doing that, think about implementing a strategy this year to get yourself prepared in respect to that. How about your financial, talk about protecting our financial arc. What have you done to protect your financial sustainability? Okay, are you putting back some money for savings? Do you have an emergency account? Are you paying off debt? Are you avoiding toxic debt like credit cards that you're using and then not paying off on a regular basis? We already know that credit card defaults, auto loan defaults, all this stuff is rising across the country because people are financially irresponsible, all right? They don't understand the scenario. How about your credit score? Are you taking measures to increase your credit score? So you're credit worthy, so when opportunities present themselves, you'll be able to take advantage of those, right? Or even able to take advantage of if you want to buy a home, all right? When things start collapsing, will you be in a position to go and qualify for a loan? You may have a good job. If your credit score is 520 points on the FICO, you're not going to qualify for good financing, if at all. Okay, so what are you doing with regard to protecting your financial house? Okay, do you have, what about savings? Do you have some other sources of assets? Do you have some gold and silver put away? Are you looking at alternative forms of investments like cryptocurrencies, things of that nature where you can spread your eggs in several baskets? Okay, consider doing that. Not financial advice, not legal advice. Have you, if you own a business, are you operating that business through a separate entity? Have you set yourself up with a corporation or an LLC so you're separating your personal dealings and your personal assets from your business dealings? All right. So if something happens on the business side, it doesn't let's say let's contaminate what's happening in your personal finances and vice versa, right? So please consider that as well. And then I want to talk about, lastly, the jobs. I just touched on it a few minutes ago. If you lose your job, do you have a backup plan? You may think your job is secure, but if you are cashing a paycheck sounds like a fighter jet going over the top of me here. If you are relying on a paycheck from an employer every week or 2 weeks to survive, I would strongly ask you to consider getting a backup plan in place. You never know what's going to happen with your job or your position in this coming year. All right, a lot of things happening, a lot of fluidity. This is a moving situation, and your job, no matter what you think, is not as secure as you think it is. All right, so please think about starting your own business. Think about getting a side gig going, some way to generate revenues aside from your 9-to-5 job if you are working for somebody else. So I thought it was a day that I wanted just to not touch on any specific data points per se, but just recap what we've been talking about on this channel for well over a year now. And I hope you guys are implementing some of these strategies. If you're in a good situation, if your credit score is strong, if you've got some savings, you have some dry powder, your preps are good, you own your own business, or you're pursuing some side gigs, if your health and fitness is in order, and you've got these boxes checked, and start preparing yourself for advantages that are going to come this year that you can take advantage of. Advantages meaning, property situations, maybe getting into some sort of alternative assets, real property. Are you going to be able to, or can you avail yourself of the opportunities that will be coming? Okay. Thanks for watching. I always start out the videos. I forgot today to say, please share the videos. Please hit that like button for me. If you're not subscribed, I really appreciate your subscription so we can keep growing this channel this year and for as long as I can keep coming out here and doing this. Appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your weekend. Spend some quality time with family and friends. Life is short. Get this stuff in order now. You cannot prepare second half. You can't get insurance on your home after it burns down. Okay? We hear that often used cliche. Thank you again. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.